Hey everybody, so this video is for all of you who have trouble with those toe cars. No worry, there's some things that you can do while you're doing your toe cars to assist your foot to have better foot intrinsic control. As we know, it's really important to have good foot intrinsic and toe control since we walk around on our feet all day long. And we pretty much use them for everything, to propel our weight forward, to balance our body upright, or even in positions where we have toe dorsiflexion. And pretty much in every upright exercise, you will need your foot intrinsic control. And this is a really good opportunity to kind of sit around and play with your toes. You could do it while you're watching TV or hanging out and waiting for your next Zoom session. So go ahead and get started with these. If you have issues with any of your toes, you can do this with any of your toes, but I'm going to demonstrate with the big toe since that tends to be the biggest culprit. Hey everybody, so this video is for all of you that had trouble with those toe cars. More than likely, it's your big toe, which is the problematic child of our feet. It tends to be, but if you have issues lifting any of the toes, you can apply this technique to any of them. And this is a good exercise to do while you're watching TV or just hanging out or waiting for that next Zoom session. And so what we're going to do is you're going to try to lift your big toe as high as you can. And maybe you don't lift it, you're trying and maybe that's all you get. So what you could do is lift the big toe with your fingers as an assistant, trying to max out that range as far as you can. And of course, keeping the arch lifted on both sides of the arch and the ball of the foot pressed into the floor on both sides, okay? Then you're gonna let go and you're gonna try to hold that for 10 seconds. It's basically a passive range hold. So you're passively bringing the toe into the flexion that it should be doing, and then you're training your nervous system to be able to hold that. So by training the nervous system at the end, the next step would be to try to accomplish it's getting up into that position. So you start with those and you hold that about 10 seconds. Do that about 5 times. And then if you're getting pretty good at that and you notice that the toe isn't dropping at all, what you can try then to do is push down on the big toe so that the big toe has to resist more, so it has a resistance against it, and increase that tension and that neurological control. And then if it fell down, if it starts to fail like that, that's okay. You're still doing a good training for the nervous system and developing that control. So you let go, doing that pretty good. So you start pushing on the big toe, trying to resist. It's okay if it fails. And then when you get pretty good at that, then you can start to try to add back, and then you can start trying to add lifting the big toe up and down. And the same thing with the little toes. You can apply this technique to keeping the big toe down and lifting the little toes up. Now careful with this one, there's a tendency to roll the foot like this. I'll show you from this angle. We don't want to roll the foot, okay? You want to keep the ball of the foot on both sides down, okay? And so keeping the big toe down, lifting the little toes up, you can use the same technique. Pulling the toes up, you could even use the other hand and press the big toe down, encourage that position on both ends, and then let go and see if you can hold. And actually this is harder for me, so holding that position, then hold it for 10 seconds and then readjust. Get the toes up into their designated position and then holding for 10 seconds, trying to make sure the ball of the foot is down on both sides. And do that about 5 times. And then the same thing, if you get pretty good at that, then you can try to press on the little toes. That's pretty hard. You're gonna really feel it actually on the toe that's staying down. All right, and you could do that a few times. And then if you get pretty good at those, like this, waving the toes in that nice control position without affecting the arch in the foot. So good luck and wave your toes at me.